The Colorado Buffaloes will face the BYU Cougars in the Valero Alamo Bowl, like I said they would, featuring what we thought could have been the Big 12 championship. Talk about the ramifications, implications of this game, and what this means for Colorado, what it means for BYU, and what you should expect to see from Travis Hunter, Dion Sanders, if anything at all. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider, please, hitting the subscribe button if this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, or if this is your 1,000th time watching the #1 college football show. Ring the bell so you don't miss any of the segments that we do here. And this Sunday, this Selection Sunday, we've been doing quite a few. We've been doing some early looks. We've taken an early look at Ohio State, Tennessee. We've taken an early look at Texas, Clemson. We have reacted to SMU getting into the college football playoff to face Penn State over Alabama, who's been left out of the thing completely, not getting the Alabama bounce, and as to why. And now we're going to talk about the most popular team in the entire sport, and that is Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes, a man who not only is coaching a team to 9-3, looking to win 10 games for the first time since 2016, first time in the prime era, but also has his own television show, talk show on Tubi, where he had Lil Rel on for his first week of shows, and you could tell the Prime that was recording those shows is clean shaven, and the Prime that's been coaching college football has been growing the beard, so there's been a little bit of time in between. It also kind of speaks to just what Prime is in this sport and what he is as a, media figure all over the country. Everybody wants to know and be a part of Colorado football because it is cool and they're very good at letting you know what they are up to. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things that made this easy for the Alamo Bowl. As soon as they got to know that Colorado wasn't going to be playing in the college football playoff, they let them know, hey, look, you're going to be our pick because we get to pick from last year's Pac-12 teams and this year and last year's Big 12 teams as much as we could. That made the Pac-12 from the Big 12, from the Big 12 to the Pac-12, Pac-12 to the Big 12. BYU, basically, is what I'm saying, right? They could pick from BYU. They could pick from Colorado, who was in the Pac-12 last year, is a Big 12 school now. Arizona State making the college football playoff, for instance, allows them not to play in this Alamo Bowl. And while there are a lot of Colorado fans who don't like this matchup, let me explain to you the bowl tie-ins and why they work and how they work. I know that many of you wanted to play Miami in the Holiday Bowl. Hell, I wanted you to play Miami in the Holiday Bowl. But the Alamo Bowl gets the first pick of the Big 12 schools. Because they get the first pick of the Big 12 schools, you're not going to get Colorado in the Holiday Bowl because folks at Alamo Bowl, they ain't stupid. They know who's going to watch their teams play, Holiday Bowl or not. Nobody's interested in giving Colorado or us the best matchup here. That's not what this is about. That's never been what bowl games are about. That's why we have tie-ins. Some SEC teams play some Big 12 teams in some bowls, right? Iowa State's going to get to the Pop-Tart Bowl, right? We're going to see how all that, they're going to play an ACC team. That's how that works. Holiday Bowl, which is going to be Gus, Joel, and Jenny, would have been great because that would have been Colorado plus the #1 team at Fox plus this basically the third best team in the ACC in Miami. Two outstanding quarterbacks, two guys that are probably going to get drafted in the first round. Cam Ward looks like the answer to either the New York Jets or the New York Giants' hopes. Probably the Giants more than the Jets because Aaron Rodgers. Then Dion Sanders, we'll see where he ends up. I would like nothing more than for him to be a Dallas Cowboy, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Plus, Jerry Jones is, I wish Jerry would sell the team, but that's something else entirely. And Prime is Prime. And he has said, we're going to play. We're going to finish. Everybody who's on this team will finish the season, and the bowl game is a part of the season. Not to say nothing, they didn't get to go to a bowl game last year. And I think that has also made this an even easier and sexier pick for the Alamo Bowl people. You know you're going to get what I think is the Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter, certainly a Heisman finalist in Travis Hunter, perhaps two Heisman finalists depending on how this committee votes on Dion Sanders, because I think Dion Sanders has as much claim to being a Heisman finalist as Cam Skattebo. He's just as important to what Colorado has done. He is one of the two most prolific passers in the sport through the regular season, him and Cam Ward, throwing for 30 TDs, very good with the football. And then talking about what this team has been about, and it's been moving the football down the field, playing great defense, but they're fun on the outside. They're going to score points, and when the defense is playing well, they're able to stop the run. going to be pretty good. That's going to be the challenge against BYU. Can you stop LJ Martin from running on you? Because Jake Retzloff is going to try to make this happen. He's going to try to beat you with Chase Roberts. But I think you've got guys, not just Travis Hunter, who's got 4 interceptions, my gosh, but DJ McKinney and Cameron Selman-Craig and Shiloh Sanders, who I think can take away these options that Jake Retzloff is used to having. And frankly, I don't think the BYU is that great a football team. Their best win is SMU, a team that makes the college football playoff, made the ACC championship game, won 11 games in the regular season. But here of the last few weeks, BYU has looked all but beatable. Like Kansas did it first, right? Then Kansas got Colorado, right? And then we're looking at a BYU team that couldn't get past Arizona State. Arizona State wins dramatically. They punch their ticket to the Big 12 championship and then just destroys Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. And that's how quickly you can go from 3-9 to being a playoff team. And that's what it was, right? The Arizona State did what Colorado didn't. They won the games late. Colorado did not. If Colorado had won the games late, we're having a totally different conversation. As it stands right now, at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, you get to find out that if you're a Colorado fan, you're probably buying tickets to go to San Antonio. I've been to that game. I've been to that bowl game. Oklahoma was in it last year against Arizona. It's fun if you do it right. I maintain that San Antonio is not really a happening town, but you can make it a happening town. Maybe you can turn that little river walk that is a creek or canal into something that's worthwhile. It's not a sexy venue, but the Alamo Dome can be cool, right? I don't think they're going to fill it up because I just don't think there's going to be that much interest in BYU, even if there's that interest in Colorado. That's the other thing you have going for you. You have the curiosity factor. Places that don't normally, or people that don't normally watch college football, going to show up to watch this team play because, well, it's Deion on the sideline. It's Shador at quarterback, and it's Travis Hunter going both ways for the very last time in his career. And again, I've been very loud about this. We're probably not going to see another guy like Travis Hunter for some time. We'll see guys go both ways. We'll see that. But to the degree, the number of snaps that he has played, and even to the point that I don't think we're ever going to see another guy go for 1,000 receiving yards, 10 TDs, and 4 interceptions in the same season. I don't think we're going to see it. Deion had to let that happen. I don't see any other college football coach being that brave to risk that sort of injury and put that kind of, mileage on a player. That's the only thing that might make him undesirable for the NFL. It's like, hey, man, this dude basically played 4 years of football in the last 2 years. That's not including what he did at Jackson State, right? I wonder what we could do with those Jackson State statistics, too, because they're bonkers as well. We just don't count them the same way because Jackson State's an FCS school, and obviously Colorado's not just an FBS school, but a Power 4 school. And this is also proof that you do got to win 10 games to get into the playoff, because last year when Florida State was left out, all we were saying, and Prime even said this, we box office, you wouldn't have left us out if we were undefeated and we won the ACC championship game. Well, you got to win at least 10. You got to win your conference championship or be in the conference championship game to get into this thing. And as far as what you can expect, don't expect Colorado to be running the football. That's for damn sure, dog. Like, that's just not going to be what it is. They're going to be throwing the football all over the yard. They're going to be going for broke. I don't expect to see a lot of Dallin Hayden. I don't expect to see a lot of Gustav. I don't expect to see a lot of Michael Welch. I expect to see a bunch of streaking Travis Hunter. I expect to see a bunch of streaking Will Shepherd, a bunch of streaking Draylon Miller. I expect to see a pass rush that gets after people and is ball hawking. I think they want to make a statement. I think they want to make a statement for anybody that wants to come to Colorado during this period when the transfer portal is opening and closing. And you know that Prime is going to turn the roster over as often as he needs to try to get a program together that can finish, right? They took the step. They went from being a losing program to one of the best programs in the country. Finished tied in first place in the Big 12, 4-way tie, right? These are two teams that want to get off to a good start next year, and one of the ways you do that is by winning your bowl game and giving people another reason to count you as one of the better teams in the sport. I think it's going to come down to, again, can BYU stop Shador Sanders? Nobody else has been able to do that. Yeah, if you can't stop him, you got to outscore him. Now, that might be in the cards, right? That was the thing Kansas could do running the football. When you run the football, you prevent the amount of time that Colorado has with it, which means you're going to limit the possessions they have. You can do that, you can win, right? It's not going to be unlike the nasty game that they needed to play against SMU to win that one. But to dirty this game up and to make this game a little bit nastier, I don't know that that's something BYU has got. That said, show up to see Travis Hunter play for one last time in a Colorado uniform, show up to see Shedeur Sanders play for one last time in a Colorado uniform, and then find out what Prime has set for 2025, because now it feels like with Julian Lewis on his way, they got a shot to win the Big 12 in what ought to be yet another wide open year with a ready road to the college football playoff.